I would love to talk to you about music as a spiritual practice and a practice of awakening. Now, before I do that, we probably should unpack the terms spiritual and awakening, as they can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. Here's what I mean by that. Spiritual, the ritual of spirit, any practice that we do that helps us recognize, remember that we are a part of something greater than just us, that we are a part of spirit, that we are a part of a field of intelligence that is naturally and unconditionally loving. And our awakening is our remembering into that, our remembering that that is our true nature, that we are of that field of unconditional love. And our practice can be that to be more unconditionally loving. I found music to be a wonderful way to experience that and become more of that. Since time immemorial, music has been a practice of bringing us into a transcendent state. Music as a form of transcenduction, as a form of prayer, as a form of worship. It is not lost on anybody, I'm sure, that music can change our state of being, change our consciousness. And it's not accidental. There's certain rhythms, there's certain note combinations that bring us into that transcendent state. When we are in that transcendent state or that state of awakening, our field of awareness becomes wider. And music helps us learn that. As we're learning music, it's more than just learning a song. Ultimately, when we're learning music, what we are doing is learning this instrument, the instrument of ourself. And as we learn that instrument, what ends up happening is we become more and more awake to the subtleties that prior to that moment of awakening, we weren't aware of. And what do I mean by that? I mean, as a trained musician, I can identify certain chords, I can identify certain rhythms. And somebody who's untrained can't identify them. They can hear them and feel them, but they're not aware of what they actually are. As we learn music, especially as a meditative practice, essentially what we're doing is we're refining our sensitive awarenesses. And when I say sensitive awareness, I don't mean just emotional sensitive. I mean our awareness, the ability to hear sounds at a deeper level, the ability to feel sounds at a deeper level. As a human, the ability to feel our emotions at a deeper level and express it outwards. And that creates this feedback loop that brings us into higher and higher states of consciousness. So music itself is a wonderful path to awakening. And it's a subject that we could talk a lot about. We can get a lot into the specifics, but right now, what I would suggest is you just explore your relationship with music and notice how music has been a friend for you. That music has always been here for you. That music was here before you. And as we begin to dance with music, whether literally or metaphorically, as we begin to play with music, literally or metaphorically, as we begin to recognize that music isn't just a form of entertainment, but it's an actual path that brings us closer to our heart and helps to bring us into an awakened state of our true nature, which we might find is actually simply love.